Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 6, Part 7 or 8, Part 8 now, for the European Grand Prix, which takes place in Azerbaijan. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the channel already. And without further ado, let's get into this. So a couple of small things to talk about. And the main thing is, I haven't actually announced it yet, because really I didn't want to spend a whole video on it like I did last time, but I am going away on holiday again. Yes, again, a month after I went away the first time. I'm going back away again. I actually do travel tomorrow. I'm going to an island called Malta, so if you want to look it up, you can look it up. I've been there about 8 times or something. It's a family thing. We always go there, and I'm going back there again for a week. I'm flying out there tomorrow morning. Which will be Thursday, because this video is going out on Wednesday. I'll be going on the Thursday, and then I'll be back the following Thursday, hence why Subchamp is not on, so get that in your minds. Videos will be going on during that time, not every single day. I'm literally just gonna, if I feel like I want to just quickly put out a video, I'll go and put out a video. Don't expect videos daily. They'll be very slow for the next week, because I'm away, and yeah, and then as soon as my trip is back, I will be working on some new things, because I've got some big changes coming for me and my career in YouTube itself. So I want to basically make a lot of changes, and I'll be talking about those when I get back. But they're only in the early stages of my working at the moment. But into qualifying, I crashed. Yeah, that was the exact same reaction that I put there exactly. Fucking hell. But anyway, it was in Q1, so unfortunately, as we come around here, braking hard now into turn 2, I believe this is, we just missed it. We got the apex right, but we just had horrific understeer. Honestly, I think it was about putting a bit too much speed into the corner. Looking at it now here, braking hard, we didn't corner cut or anything. We took the corner, but we just went into the wall there. So a really rare mistake from myself, but unfortunately, that's how it goes, and we're out of qualifying in Q1. We're out of qualifying. It was down to, it was either, I couldn't really get my mind in it. I either took too much speed into the corner and went straight into the wall, or I just had understeer and just didn't lift off enough. For me, I think it was more to do with the speed aspect of things. I think I just took a bit too much into the corner, too early into qualifying, and it's cost me badly here. And this has kind of opened the championship race wide open now. Bottas there flies through in the driver rivalry, and we lose out in the driver position, and we're going to be starting from the back of the grid, which is absolutely horrendous for us, and it's not what we needed. Of course, we just started to regain some form and some momentum as well, getting back-to-back wins in Monaco and in Canada, and doing this is just not what we need. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to work hard now in the race to see how things go, and hopefully we can get up the field as quick as possible. But we're gonna get into the race now here. Like I said before, I don't listen. You guys don't listen to Anthony and Crofty anymore. It's just my boring voice, because I think my boring voice is better than the 2 boring voices. So obviously we're gonna carry it onwards here. So here at Baku, and this is the starting grid then for this Grand Prix. So it's probably going to be a Williams on pole position. Oh, it's Verstappen on pole, Raikkonen on... Okay, where's the Williamses? They're not even in the top 4, the Williams cars aren't. They've got Vettel and Ricciardo 5th and 7th and 8th for Bottas. Rosberg got out-qualified by Gutierrez. Am I seeing this right? Rosberg was 2 seconds off pole. What has happened in this qualifying session? I've crashed out, and I'm at the back of the field. Rosberg's 10th, Massa's 8th, and Bottas is 7th. Over a second and 2 seconds, respectively, off the pace. I think this game is a bit broken, but they're further down the order. They're out of position as well. But as you can see here, the game wants us to start on the soft tyres and move on to another set of the super soft tyres and do a one-stop strategy. Now, the perfect one-stop strategy is mediums to super softs. However, as the game says this is the better option, I'm going to go with it. However, looking back on it now, I've always done super soft and medium, and it's worked. So this might be a bit of a gamble that we're going on here. But we're just going to see how things go. Hopefully we can try and get some points today. The objective really is just points here. That's all we're looking for. But anyway, we have got 4 Now 5 red lights here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it is lights out. Here we go for the European Grand Prix. It's a good start from Verstappen, slow start from Raikkonen. It's an astonishing start from Sergio Perez up front. Trying to have a look at it now into turn 1. Perez looks like he's actually scraped in front of the Red Bull as we go down the inside of a hell of a lot of cars there, making huge progress in this Grand Prix. We go down the inside of Gutierrez here. We are going to make that one stick. That's actually Grosjean, I do believe. It ain't Gutierrez. I do lie there. I lie a lot. Anyway, as you can see now, we're coming through here. Oh, we didn't get the move done. Okay, never mind. Grosjean obviously wanted to fight it back here. Now we're going to go onto the inside of Grosjean here. Into turn 3 we go. Down the inside. Lovely stuff there. Going to attack Button as well. The Button's just a little bit too far forward for me to make the attack here. So I'm going to just switch over to the other side now to dive down the inside of the next corner. And we're going to get the move on Jensen Button done. And that is us further up in this grid. I don't really know what position we're in because we've overtaken a lot of drivers. And there's Rosberg. And we're 2 cars behind Rosberg after the first sector of this race. So we are making huge gains here. And we're not done there. Going to go down the inside of Kevin Magnussen as well here. And that is another position up into 11th place. So Rosberg down in 10th. Massa is 9th. Bottas is 8th. So they've actually lost positions at the start of the race with the Williams cars and Rosberg. Whereas I'm not losing places. I'm gaining them all the time. And as you can see here, we're going to try and psych up a move now. Down inside of Gutierrez. We tried it, but we've messed up our braking point there. And that's put us right into the back of Kevin Magnussen. And Magnussen's going to be stalking the rear wing of our Mercedes now as we fly through Azerbaijan, through these final set of corners here. But the one thing that you guys don't know, and the one thing that I know because I did this race, my wing setup is 3-1 wings. You heard me right. 3-1 wings. So I'm just going to let the straight line speed do it for me. Slipstream, slipstream, passing through. There we go. 3-1 wings. Perfect. Into 10th place we go. And we're back up into the points positions already. So that's a nice start. And Rosberg is next. So my championship rivals aren't exactly that hard to catch. I thought they'd be off into the distance right now. But they're not. So we're going to carry on with it. On to lap 2 of the Grand Prix now. Rosberg slowed down a little bit here. Gutierrez is out, though, of the European Grand Prix, and that's a shame for him. We're going to have a look now here on board with Gutierrez, and it's an engine failure for Esteban, unfortunately, which is kind of a no doubt. But Rosberg slows in the yellow flag, so when this replay cuts off, we might just go for a hit, and we are going to go for it. Down inside of Rosberg. Don't go in the wall, please. I've already gone in the wall once in this race, in qualifying, sorry. And I didn't want to go into it again, and we made the move stick there on Rosberg, and that is, and there's a safety car as well, just to make my life a lot better, and that really annoys me for one specific reason, and that's all the super soft runners are probably going to pit for mediums now and get the undercut, which is great. But on lap 5 of the Grand Prix, I skipped the safety car because there was nothing else. It was literally for the Gutierrez incident. No one pitted off their super softs to a set of mediums. I was surprised at that. But they didn't, and that's given me a little bit of a respite, because now we can get straight on with this race, and hopefully now it'll be a lot easier in this Grand Prix to actually get better points, because it means that the super soft runners now don't have the gap for when they pit for the mediums to me, basically. Now I can fight back here, so we're going to go and attack him now. That's Daniel Ricciardo going a bit slow there. Ricciardo loses out. We're going to go down the inside of Massa as well. Can we make it sick on Felipe? We can make it sick on Felipe, but Ricciardo there lost about 4 or 5 places from that restart, so something's not right with Daniel. Rip Daniel Ricciardo for all you Daniel fans here. We're going to carry things onwards because Valtteri Bottas is fired up after the restart as well, just like I am, and he's going to try and make some positions and get away from me, basically. And down the inside there of Sebastian Vettel, I think that is, he makes the move stick. So, yeah, it is Vettel. And Verstappen now having a look on the inside of Hülkenberg. Will Verstappen make this one stick? No, he's going to have to sit back a little longer, but that has just pushed me and Massa into it. As you can see, I went for a move there on Sebastian. Didn't work out, though. You can see me alongside there, but you can see there coming back to my POV. I didn't get the move done on Seb, so I decided not to go for it here. As we carry on looking at the rest of the drivers here, with scrolling through, it's actually Sergio Perez in the lead of this race. Perez leads the European Grand Prix at this stage, with Raikkonen pulling ever further away from him with the rest of the field. You can see I'm just scrolling through them now. As you can see, I'm trying to catch up to Vettel here, and onto low. That was close to the wall there. Massa right behind me here, lap 6. But again, I'm just going to result back to my 3-1 wings. Again, I mean 220 miles an hour, 225 miles an hour, 227, no, starting to fall off a little bit there. I'll have Vettel, do you know what? I'll have Verstappen as well. Why not? I'll take the 2 of them. And that is now us up into P5 in this Grand Prix. Next up the road is Valtteri Bottas. But of course, we are on a completely different strategy. So really, we're sort of out of sync with the rest of the drivers is the best way to put it. Lap 8 of the Grand Prix now. Felipe Massa is definitely a man on a mission, and he wants to get past us as quick as possible. It doesn't surprise me because I'm starting to hold him up a little bit here as the rest of the drivers start to pull away in front here with Hulkenberg in front of me here. Massa now having a look there, literally just caressing my rear diffuser there. Felipe Massa lost a little bit of his front wing there. You can see now he's lost the penis-style nose like I did loads of times in my career mode. And down into turn 1, we defend nicely from Massa, which is very, very good for us in this race. Now Massa here having another look at us here towards this turn 2 section. He's not going to do it there. Most likely he's now going to fight us here into the turn 3, which is a very, very long run here. In fact, Massa having a look here, you can see him now turning over towards the outside line. We're going to defend the inside line from Felipe Massa here. Having a look, I accidentally switched to Hulkenberg, my bad. And then down the inside of Massa here, we're going to try and defend against him, and we do just that there. And we are going to clear Massa with Verstappen now all over the back of us here as we look to just stay in front of Massa, really. That's all we can do at this stage in the race. 2 laps later, on to lap 10 of the Grand Prix now. We've still got Felipe Massa behind us, and unfortunately he's back and he looks a little bit quicker than the last time here. DRS is wide open. Massa going to come flying through here, and I took a bit of a bold decision here. I'm not going to fight Massa this time. I would normally dive down the inside of Felipe and basically just fend him off, but I've decided that I'm going to use Massa as a little bit of a tow. Of course, with me and Felipe fighting, you can see here, this is lap 10 on to lap 11. Massa's starting to pull away off into the distance, so it's definite that Felipe's getting quicker. But I remembered to myself when I let Massa through, I'm going to have DRS, and I've got 3-1 wings. So, in theory, this is a better choice. And you can just see it here. I mean, I'm doing 230 miles an hour down the straight here. Down the side of Felipe Massa, we make the move stick on Felipe, and we gain so much time. That's the thing, that gap that Massa pulled on us already, we pulled it all back, so it was definitely worth using Massa as a tow there. And you can see we're going to fend off Massa nicely. He's actually got a better slipstream than us, and without Williams having more engine power, he is going to come back at us here. But this time I will defend Felipe Massa, and I will get in front there. But we did gain a good second doing that, so we might need to do that later in the race in order to help us out. It's lap 11 of the Grand Prix now. Massa here still all over the back of us now as we are going to be heading towards the pit lane now here. And Massa, oh okay, Felipe just completely has got a lot more balls than I do because I broke way earlier than Massa. And he made the overtake done into the pit lane. But this is a worrying sign for me now. Lap 11 and I've taken off the soft tyres, put on the super soft tyres. Why? Because I just didn't like the soft tyres and they were going off massively. However, Massa sent this super softs, which are a tyre compound softer than mine, 11 laps, the exact same as me. So really, it seems like my tyre deg is a lot worse than everybody else's on the field. And this one-stop strategy I had in mind, I'm sorry, but the soft tyres went 11 laps. I physically cannot go 15, 16 laps on a set of super soft tyres. It's not going to happen. So unfortunately, my one-stop strategy is out of the window, and the medium compound tyres that I was debating to go onto at the start but changed my mind may have actually been the right call in this race, and we might have just actually screwed up a bit here, but we're just going to have to carry on. But what I've decided to do now is we're literally swarming the side of the Vettel there. We're now going to go on to plan B here as we actually look towards trying to make a move on Vettel here into a very unorthodox overtaking location here before the castle section. We're going to get that move done on Vettel, and he will swap in behind us here. Into the castle we go, and that is us through, and that was nearly close to hitting the wall there. And onto lap 12 of the Grand Prix now. Massa here trying to attack Marcus Ericsson, I believe, is in front in the Sauber, and you can just see that Williams car flying through. But I'm just going to use the slipstream and the DRS and just basically tow myself along, basically. So as you can see here, closing all the time. And we're going to make a dive bombing move down the inside of Ericsson. Not going to go for a Massa, but we're through on the Ericsson. Now we can continue our pursuit of Felipe Massa in the Williams car in front, and with some DRS, we might just be in the hot seat here on a lap 13 of the Grand Prix. Gap's coming down between myself and Massa, so we are now the quicker car. And as you can see, this is going to be a very easy move for us. And this is pretty much just, yeah, kind of, I don't even need the DRS. Don't even need to wait for the DRS because I've already got the overtake done by the DRS zone here. And we are going to be absolutely flying towards the start-finish line. Fastest lap of the race so far, and that is kind of inevitable, really. I mean, we are absolutely flying in this rate, but we've now got a little bit of a queue here of Palmer, Perez, and I think that's a Ferrari. Nope, it's Hulkenberg, I lied. So it's the two Force Indias and Palmer. So this is very interesting for us. So we now need to think about trying to overtake these drivers and build a gap, because I believe the Force Indias are doing the bog standard one stop that we always see. One stop from super softs to mediums. Yeah, I'm right, they're on the mediums. So, we now need to get past these two Force Indians and start building a gap, because after this attack on Palmer that I just did, I changed strategies basically. I'm no longer going to be doing the one stop in this race. That's out of the question. So I'm going to go with plan B, which is the two-stop race. Two-stop race is obviously going to cost me a lot more time. We go down inside of Perez here in another location where the AIs break very early, even on ultimate there. And we built a huge gap, and we're going to go down inside of Hulkenberg. A little bit of contact there with the wheel lifted, a little bit of a drift there through, and we're still side by side with Hulkenberg. Gonna have to give him the rune here, but Hulkenberg still go. Oh, we cannot go side by side, and Hulkenberg has to back out of it. No way we were going side by side into the left and right-handers. I mean, in sub-champ, we probably would be going left and right into side by side left-handers and right-handers because no one lifts off in sub-champ, but luckily the AIs do, so I don't have to panic anymore. On to lap 15 now, and we're closing up to the back of Kevin Magnussen, but like I was saying in terms of the strategy, I am going to have to do a second pit stop, which obviously, like I said before, it means that I'm going to be losing more time because I'm doing an extra pit stop. But as we go down the inside of Magnussen here, pretty easy move. It means now that you get to see a side of me in the career mode, which you barely ever get to see, and that's me just throwing caution to the wind and absolutely flying and just giving it everything I've got, every last drop to get myself in this running. Because normally I'll be the conservative man as we go down the inside of Raikkonen here. I'm the conservative guy, you know, I look after the tyres, I try and execute some very strange strategies, and basically I go for track position. That's the big thing. But this race, track position is not on my mind. This time, I'm literally just going to go for utter speed and just see what this car has really got to offer. So, coming towards lap 18, start of lap 19, this is the time where I'm going to be making my second pit stop. So, we did 7 laps on the super soft tyres, sorry. And I'm not going to lie, the super soft tyres actually did feel better than the soft tyres. So, those drivers that went 12, 11, 13 laps, whatever it was, on their super soft tyres, I can see why, because they actually felt phenomenal. The soft tyres were the tyres that were letting me down in the first place. And now, as you can see here, that's Vettel and Ricciardo having a fight there. I think Ricciardo is at the back of the field in a back marker, but he's still fighting off Seb, so good on him. But the thing is I really did feel much better with the super soft tyres than I did with the soft tyres in terms of tyre deg overall. So as you can see here, it was Ricciardo fighting Vettel, and we are going to swoop past Ricciardo. Ricciardo literally just trying to squeeze us here, and I didn't tag Ricciardo. He just lost the back end, nothing to do with me. And we're going to dive it down the inside of Sebastian Vettel in this, I don't know what corner that is, but we seem to just be making all of our overtakes there. But again, now the gap between myself and Perez there is about 6 or 7 seconds, I think that says. And lap 22, I've been pushing really hard, and Perez on a very old set of medium tyres here. We're now going to push and attack him. And again, similar spot as before, down the inside of Perez here, and that is us up into P4. And Hulkenberg's next up the road. If we can catch Hulkenberg, we can actually snatch a podium from this Grand Prix after starting last and having to make an extra pit stop and completely change my strategy. We might just be on to get a podium here. And as you can see now, Hulkenberg here with my 3-1 wings, slipstream and DRS. Hulkenberg is going to be an absolutely sitting duck here down the pitch straight now. As you can see, we're going to come through here. He's still fighting. Fair play to Hulkenberg. Got a bit more top end speed than I thought. Down inside into turn 1. We make the move stick on Hulkenberg here on lap 25. 2 laps to go now in this European Grand Prix. And that is us sorted now up into the podium places. But Hulkenberg is definitely got some top end speed. A lot less downforce, sorry, in that Force India. So he might just be a threat here. With some DRS now, it's all good. But Valtteri Bottas comes through and wins the European Grand Prix here through the final complexes of corners. We've just got to hold off Hulkenberg because Hulkenberg is still there. He's going to have slipstream and he will have DRS, and it's a long run to the start-finish line. So Hulkenberg is still within a chance here to snatch this podium place. Please don't snatch it from me, Hulkenberg, I beg. As Hulkenberg coming through slipstream and DRS, I'm going to cut in front of him there, and we just about hold on to P3 in this European Grand Prix. But that was a very strong race for myself. A very good effort considering what happened in qualifying as I crashed and lost out. Unfortunately though, despite the fact we did get a podium, as you can see there, Bottas won the race, and it's actually a Williams 1-2. The Williams team have perfected this race and have performed just basically outclassed the Mercedes team today. I don't know where Rosberg was all race long. Rosberg was absolutely nowhere. I only saw him at the start of the race. And as you can see there, Bottas wins ahead of his teammate Felipe Massa. So the Williams grab a 1-2 today. But luckily, I did manage to score myself some very good points. And at the end of the day, I can't complain with my race. I started at the back. I went on to an extremely aggressive strategy of soft tyres, tried to do the one stop. It was never going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work. I didn't know why they gave it in the first place, but I just wanted to do it. I wanted to be on the quickest tyres possible. And then I just did 2 super soft stints and just gave it absolutely everything. And that's all I could have asked for there. Rosberg all the way down in 9th place, I think that says. So a shocking result for Nico today. Again, like I said, I hadn't seen him all race long, but the Williams drivers really shone today. Force India shone as well with 4th and 5th, outscoring both Ferrari and Red Bull in the drivers' standings there. So both Williams cars actually did do the super soft to soft one-stop race. I didn't think they could do it, but they actually did do it. So fair play to Williams on the strategy there. They did a perfect strategy to get their 2 drivers to the end. And as you can see that in the constructors standing, the driver's standings, we still leave Valtteri Bottas. In the constructors, Williams are in front. We are in front of Williams, but Williams have closed the gap thanks to their 1-2 and me and Rosberg only accumulating a very small amount of points. So Williams closed, I think, like 30 points or something like that. But in terms of the driver position and everything else, we've closed back up. So we've evened ourselves out after qualifying in the race. So it's not a bad weekend overall. It needed to be better though. We still have improvements to make. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for my career mode for you guys today on my channel. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you did, drop a like in the video, subscribe if you're new around here as well. And remember that this following week now, from tomorrow till next Thursday, it's going to be very slow on videos because I'm away on holiday. And I'm going to be taking my time with videos. I'm not going to be stressing out about them. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care all. Peace.